Pels lose their third straight. Everybody got thrown out. Play in, play out. Let's talk about it.
First took away. That's the best. Get your money's worth now.
Oh shit!
Welcome to another episode of Pro Pills Talk. I'm your host Chris Conner here, filling in again for Justin, who's still on vacation, probably flipping over all hotel equipment in his room right now, pissing off his family. We got Lito, we got Chaz, we live, we see the comments.
What up?
We gonna get into this game and the ramifications of what it all means. It was some wild shit that went on in this game. Everybody got thrown out. Rail got thrown out. You was there. You got a chance of being thrown out. Half of almost like half the draft class of members they got thrown out the game. People got you got chop blocks in the middle. It's crazy. Zion went out. Larry was out. It was a little wild. And CJ dropped 36. So I do gotta show love here to Birdsall Law Firm, as well as Crystal House Sauce Company Burger and DraftKings, who you will hear from halfway here through the show. But before we do that, I'm gonna get this out the way, and I'm gonna get this out the way earlier. We're not allowed to have constructive criticism when it comes to Willie Green or a coaching staff or anybody if the organization don't agree with it. So I'm gonna get this out the way early, and I'm gonna post these screenshots I got, and we can, talk about it, and then we'll run the rest of the show talking about the game and going forward or whatever. Because the positive things that we say don't get brought up, and we don't get text messages for people that's on vacation. They don't get messages about the positive stuff we say. It's only the things they don't agree with or they deem as negative or criticism based. When there are certain people that have spent time that maybe the organization didn't deserve for free to build a fan base and build a culture and put out recaps and shows and do a bunch of different shit, in which, for no reason, I ain't getting paid life-changing money for this. No disrespect to Justin or anybody, but we do this because we love the city, and we got some type of attachment to, the franchise, and that's why we do it. Yeah. For no other reason. So talk about the positive shit and the things that whatever. Let's get right into it.
Yeah.
They 0-21 now.
0-21.
Comments, thoughts, concerns?
Well, fuck, since I might as well just double down.
Hey, let's go. Let's go.
Look, check it out, man. Check it out.
Yeah.
Since Brother B.I. went down, the Pelicans have a 3-4 record, right? We talked all season about this team struggling to beat good teams, right? We talked about even their record versus 500 above teams. We talked about context, how important context was, right? Post All-Star break, the Pelicans, I think, have 2 victories against teams that are above 500. If I'm not mistaken, those 2 victories are against Milwaukee and against who the other team they just beat? Miami, right? Against Phoenix, OKC, Boston, and Orlando, we've lost all those games, right? Pelicans are 0-4. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 0-4 without Brandon in those games. With Brandon, this is with Brandon, while 100% healthy, they're 0-5 against all those teams. That being the case, the problem can only be it goes back to the same person. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you think, let's say if you're a person who thinks, let's just say CJ is the best player, right? Let's just say somebody might think CJ is the best player. Okay, cool. He's been here for most of those fucking 0-21 games that you've lost going into the fourth when trailing. I'm sure he was here for a lot of them. I'm sure he was here for the 0-5 with Brandon. He's been here for the 3-4 without him. It's the coach. Like, it has to be the motherfucking coach. And you know it's the coach because the whole coaching tree is trash. Doc Rivers is trash. Doc Rivers just lost to Memphis and the motherfucking Wizards. in the same back to back, just lost to both of them, right? Then, mind you, this motherfucker got the longest losing streak in history. He going in the books for all the wrong reasons. Willie Green, again, man. Willie Green inherited a flawed but talented roster, and he just shitty. Like he been shitty all the time. He been shitty for years now. And that's just a situation, the turret don't fall far from the ass. You see Doc Rivers, you see Willie Green. Willie Green got 2 losses to Memphis this season. He following his mentor's footsteps. And like it just is what it is. I think people are going to try to simplify it as far as like, well, first it was D.I. was out, then it was Dyson was out, then it was Trey coming back from injury. It's like, no, this team can't beat good teams. They struggle mightily, and it just is what the fuck it is, man.
Hey, look, since I can't give him credit no more. Since we had what's up, Kai? Since you know what I'm saying, I had to take my give him credit shirts down because certain people ain't like that. Check this out. This game tonight, this shit this season, like Dyson, I've never heard Dyson say a word. I've never heard Herb say 2 words.
Yeah. I don't know how Dyson voice sounds.
Exactly. Trey speaks, but Trey is a very polite guy, bro. So if they getting thrown out of a game, they gotta stand up. They feel like they gotta stand up for themselves because the person on the sideline, he ain't doing it. He not standing up for them. They don't feel. I could guarantee you they don't feel supported, right? So, dog, I got smoke for Willie. I got smoke for Zion, bro. I'm tired. I'm tired of. I watched Paolo play basketball at night, and obviously,
nice.
Bro, he cold, bro. He got a great. They don't say have the same type of play style, but I'm looking at Paolo do things, and I'm like, Zion could do that. Like he can do these things. He fundamentally like has a guard type approach to the game. And from what everybody keep telling me, Zion is a point. He played point guard. He did this. He does that. Dog, I'm so pleased, Justin, Lala, whoever 5. Please don't ever show me Zion in practice shooting a fucking corner 3 or a mid range pull up ever again. I do not want to see it. Save that. Send that shit to Attica. I don't care. Put that shit in the bottom of the ocean because. If you're not gonna use it, thank you, dog. Because I was just about to do that. I swear to God. And fuck you. I feel like if you're not gonna tell
Talk about who you talking to?
The Chaz bad.
Oh, yeah, some dude in the comments.
Fuck out of here, dick rider. I feel like this. If you're not gonna do it in the game. That shit don't matter, dog. Keep that shit in a nice little box that you put the VCR box and shit where all the old tapes go that people used to watch. Put that shit in there. I do not want to see this motherfucker practice a 3 again, dog. It was so many opportunities he had. I get it. People talk about Zion's playing 104, he's playing 105. Granted, Willie stinks. Some of the lineups that he puts out there stinks also. But the issue is this. You have space to take these shots. You are doing the team a disservice when you do not take these shots. Look, we talk about Brandon not shooting 3s all the time, right? All the time, right? I gotta hold Zion to that same standard. It don't necessarily have to even be a 3, bro. You take 0.2 3-pointer shot attempts on the season. I'm not asking for 3s. I'm just asking for you to take that. You are open for the free throw line down, dog. You don't gotta just. What are you attacking? It's 5 people standing right there. Do something different. Do something different. And then 2 rebounds again. 2 rebounds, bro. Nah, man. Nah. You the superstar. You gotta be the superstar. Per definition, the NBA said he the only superstar on the team.
I also want to say that it's a lot of shit on the show that we don't say. It's a lot of
Man,
things on our profiles that we don't say that we have heard that have been confirmed. We have missed as a collective 1 or 2 recaps. We
mhm.
got 267 people in here now. Sometimes, on average, it get up to about 300. That for what? For what? For the same organization that only want to contact or have communication when it's something that they don't agree with. I'm not understanding like the disconnect. It's really befuddling, man. It's really confusing because look, man, it's people out here that don't put in half the work that people on this platform put out. Individuals or as a group. That's the truth. And been doing this shit for a little bit now in regards to creativity for this particular franchise. I started out as a fucking writing about the Saints. I gave that shit up to strictly be putting out Pelican stuff. It's crazy to me, dog. It's crazy to me that motherfucker can't put up a stat. They can't put up a stat that's factual. It's factual. He didn't say we not calling motherfuckers out there name nothing. And we doing it. We doing another recap today, and by the time the season ends, it's gonna be 7 or more. And playing recaps and all this other shit for what? What? That's crazy to me, dog. It's wild, and I think that these people on this fucking panel, myself included, but the people that show up to practice, the people in the media, that's a part of the media, the people that's building the shit and doing other shit behind the scenes, also showing up to practice. Justin, bro, everybody that's included in this shit, from that organization right now. When you look around, you look at some of the people that's covering this shit. You ain't gotta agree with everything that's being said. You ain't gotta think it's factual. You ain't gotta think it's real. But at some point, you gotta look at it and say they doing us a service. They doing us a service. I'm gonna move on.
No,
Bro, wait. Before you move on, it's so much shit. It's so much shit we know that we cannot say that if we said it, like the disdain for certain things that you hear when we say that we can't shed light on, it would make sense to people. They would finally understand. Because we be taking a lot of heat for shit that we kind of be trying to toe the line on, not really putting out. Because again, we from the city, we love the team, not trying to, you know what I'm saying, not trying to. We want them to succeed, but they always like, you know what I'm saying, basically like fuck y'all. So you know what? It's fuck you
Say,
too.
Lito, I gotta ask twice for a Dyson Daniels interview.
oh
Dyson
nah.
Daniels, the what? I gotta ask twice for a Dyson Daniels interview.
They should be asking you.
You should be asking me to interview Dyson Daniels. That's my dog.
Jokes aside, they should literally be asking you like,
and that's my dog. You should be, bro. And I swear to God, bro, I'm one of the. I try to keep this shit as humble and as professional as fucking possible, dog. But look, I left a full-time job today that had me in that bitch 9 hours. I ain't gotta be here. They pay me well, bro. I swear to God, they pay. Some of y'all in these comments that think people on this shit ain't living right. I promise you, it's not that. I'm good. I got a beautiful girl outside, bro. I'm straight. I ain't gotta be here. I'm here because I like the niggas that I'm up here. Like I'm straight, bro. Niggas, bro. We up here for the city, and we up here because we love. Because one way or another, we tied. We like, love, support, whatever you want to call it. Really, we're tied to this fucking franchise. That's it. Fuck out of here, man.
Yo, I want to say this, and I honestly, bro, sure, Mega, no, yo, like if I haven't made this abundantly clear since like back in the Spaces days, since I've been on this network, this is probably like the milder version of me. I really just don't give a fuck. Like, look, I said this before on this show. Like, y'all wouldn't believe how little I don't give a fuck. Like, I'll say anything, and it is what it is. Like, I'm like, I don't care. Like, you're a small market farm team. Again, I said this on the show several times. You're fortunate to have such brilliant minds even discussing this team. Because you're not a serious organization. Like I kind of try to refrain from saying it, but dog, the NBA don't care about the Pelicans. ESPN don't care about the Pelicans. All they care about is Zion. That's all they care about. If Zion wasn't here, no one would care because this is a poorly ran organization. You've lost what 6 superstars or stars before this motherfucker. Well, no, my bad. You lost several superstars before the motherfucker. The average superstar on this team only lasts about 6 seasons anyway. This is a farm team. No one. Only reason we care because we from here.
Right.
We from here. A bunch of y'all dudes just like dick. That's why y'all came over when we traded for certain players because y'all like dick. But that's do y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's y'all business. But yet and still, do your thing. But do you think, Water? But nah, all in all, it's a poor organization from top to bottom. It's poorly coached. It's poorly ran. If you would have listened when motherfuckers was telling you this years ago, maybe you would be, a little less, in your feelings. And I'm not necessarily referring to the shit. I'm talking about the organization in general and everything associated with the organization. It's just like, bro, like y'all you're not serious. Like, you know how many ideas this organization has taken from this show? Like taken from this show. Like it's funny how we talk about, yo, man, the team need to do more to promote Herb Jones. They need to do more to market him as all defense. Next thing you know, you got a big ass billboard somewhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? The team needs to do more of this. Team needs to do more of that. Next thing you know, you got this going on. All they do is steal from this show. And it's like, I don't think nobody here, well, I already know nobody here really pressed about none of this shit because it don't matter what you say. It don't matter what you say. Someone's going to have an issue with it, positive or negative. You're keeping it too positive, somebody going to say, oh, you're not keeping it real. You're keeping it as real as you can keep it. Someone's going to say you're being too negative. It just is what it is. That's why you just got to speak the truth. Go to the numbers because the numbers don't lie. Just go to the numbers and you'll be fine.
All right, look. So we're gonna talk about the game. Vincent, anybody asking where this is coming from, I can't get into all of the specifics. You gotta it is what it is. At the end of the day, the point is motherfuckers on here then works hard to put together content for no other reason. And there's some people in the organization that I rock with that I got a lot of love for. You know what I'm saying? Antonio Daniels, you see this, you being one of them. Like people that did a lot for, whether it be this show or people up here, individuals just sharing his platform and his thought at his time, whatever the case may be. He ain't the only one. You know what I'm saying? Repo been cool with me. It's a few folks inside there, or Chris Harpster. It's some people they got their name, and if I forgot anybody, I forgot them. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I think people, you gotta show some motherfuckers a little bit more respect, whether you agree with everything that's being said or not, bro. Because ain't nobody. There's no other this. There's whether you like it or not, whether you agree, whether you think we don't know basketball, you think we do know basketball. There is not another show like this. It's just simply not. It's not enough. A different show with this amount of individuals that come together to speak, that's from the city, that's connected, that still go back in there and got family there. You just ain't got that it's not, it's not a thing, bro. So now let's talk about the game though. Let's talk about the game. I had to say something, bro. It was what it was. So
we appreciate you.
We go let's talk about the actual game. I did say I had one more screenshot here and then I'm done. Lala, I promise. This is it. This from Can't Guard Coach. I do find it funny. Willie sees teams trapping Brandon all game, and he lets opposing team's best player play one-on-one until it's too late. Now, Lito, this ain't even, and honestly, I didn't even post that or save that because it was to like at a shot at Willie Green. I wasn't even thinking about Willie Green when I saw that. I was thinking about basketball. And to me, and I thought about what you said in the last game, talking about trapping, taking the ball out of Devin Booker's hands. what do you think about how the Pelicans look to guard Orlando? And what are your thoughts about how teams choose to defend the Pelicans versus how they choose to defend other teams that have stars or superstars cooking, regardless of the supporting cast around?
I don't think Willie Green knows anybody who's on that team. I don't think he's ever seen the Orlando Magic play basketball, even though they just beat your ass twice. There's no way you look at Paolo, you look at Franz, you look at even Franz's brother was doing this thing tonight. You can't tell me you see Paolo freely dribble the ball up the court. Appreciate you, Shane. Freely dribble the ball up the court with no type of defense to stifle him, get the ball out of his hands. And then, bro, the frustrating part about the whole shit for me, if it's frustrating for me, imagine how Zion or imagine how Brandon feel, right? You fucking looking at another quote unquote star, superstar, whoever you want, whatever you want to call him on another team, right? There's no adjustment made to be a trap or stifle his dribble. Zion he can't dribble to the 3-point line, bro. Like he can't get to any point on the floor with how the defenses play him. Brandon was in a fucking box. It was a fucking boxing one they was playing on him last year. A boxing one in the NBA. And dog, like that shit is baffling to me. Because to me, if I'm Brandon and I see that shit, I'm looking at Willie like, you just ain't gonna do nothing? Like
you're gonna let him get jumped? He's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, you ain't gonna do nothing.
Man, bro, what is happening, bro? It's like Chris. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, Chris. It's literally like these motherfuckers don't have eyes. They got Ray Charles on the sideline, just like, this is fine. You know that meme where the dude house on fire and he's sitting in the thing rocking back. This is fine. Everything is fine. This is what it is. This is not fine. This is about to be the play-in pals. That's what this is.
Man, playing propel stuff. I mean, again. So look,
I'm sorry. I just wanted to ask y'all a quick question though. Did we? I mean, could we talking private all the time? Like we got the group chat. We all like, it's crazy because we all knew how, like, it's just perspective, right? Even when shit was going good, we be like, how long y'all think we got until shit? Yo, man, I had sent Justin this this photo of the schedule with what I thought would be wins and losses earlier this year. Well, like right around All-Star break. When they stood pat at All-Star break, they told me again that they didn't believe in a team. And this is the second time in a row that you told me that you didn't believe in the team. Totally different circumstances in both instances, because at least this time you had like a real chance. But you appreciate you, Stout, man. Appreciate everybody in the comments and the super chats, man. Thank y'all. But it's like, once you told me that you didn't believe in the team, what the fuck you expect? what you expect us to do? Like, much to Lito's point, and shout out to AD speak about this all the time. The Pelicans are probably one of the few teams that never managed to neutralize other teams as better players, but it always happens by happenstance. Like you saw it with the Therese Halliburton had a terrible game, and that's because Brandon had a great game and Herb had a great game. And you know, those guys defended well, did their thing, but we never make it a point of emphasis to say somebody else about to beat us tonight. Somebody else is going to beat us tonight. And it's funny because Herb seems to be the only person with the wherewithal to say, look, we got to take this, partner expression. We got to take matters into our own hands, and we have to be like the coaches on the court. because some of this stuff is on the players, of course, some of it is personnel, but to see no type of real progression on an execution level, 3 years in a row, healthy, unhealthy, just across the board, it's insane. It's insane.
Hey, they had a comment up there. I don't remember the guy's name, but shout out to him. I think it was Kale Porter.
Kill, but I try to find it.
But just talking basketball, he said he had a coach in college.
Oh
that,
yeah.
That did
Oh
that.
yeah. He
Bro,
damn. I'm trying to. You remember the comment verbatim?
He said he
It
had
was-
a coach in college who was the same way. He just stuck to the
the same
game
way.
plan.
Up to the game
Stuck
plan.
to the
Yeah.
I too had a coach in college that did the same thing. It does not matter like what you know how good coaches read and react.
Mhm.
They understand what their game plan calls for, but they see what's happening on the floor and they react to that. I had a coach who it did not matter whatever the game plan was, it didn't matter what was happening on the floor. We gonna stick to this because this is what we practice. And like that is abysmal. That's bro. Like it be bro. Listen again, y'all in the chat, because Christian and Chaz know, but y'all in the chat, if you think that like we be saying negative shit, if y'all ever get a chance to talk to any basketball player, right? Ask them what they see. Ask them their frustrations. Because we don't just be saying this shit from out of nowhere, dog. Like
We have talked to people on the fucking team. This ain't like, you know what I'm saying? Don't this ain't like, and it's still things we don't say, bro. It's maddening to me that people can see, or that people can see things as happening and give an observation. Whether it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. And we the bad people?
How many times do we get phone calls from a person and be like, hey, I was walking in the mall today and someone stopped me and they said, man, those guys look like they don't belong together. What the fuck is going on? Like random people who don't even, they're like, yeah, I'm a tennis fan, but I caught the game the other night and they look kind of weird. Like, and this is after victories. Like everyone, it's just like shout out to Chung to this point. During the broadcast, shout out to AD and Joe Myers, best broadcast team in the league. During the broadcast, there were a number of things that were pointed out as far as flaws that the Pelicans were doing, committing, habitually, like, no adjustments being made whatsoever. And the crazy part is these games aren't like an isolated incident. Like a lot of us have been saying like, that defensive ranking, sometimes motherfuckers just miss shots. Even national people who don't really pay attention to the Pelicans, they are saying they've been saying like, well, when you watch the Pelicans, they leaving people wide open. They just missing the shots. So when you see a game where motherfuckers like making the shots, then it looks like you're a terrible defensive team because you've always been a not great defensive team. You have two really like plus defenders. And against good teams, against really good teams, none of that bullshit you like to do, none of that gimmicky shit works necessarily. The fact that you had all season to generate easy looks for Brandon. You had all season to generate easy looks for Zion. You had all season to do this. You had all off season to do it. You've had years to do it. You've hired people to do it. And it's all been for show. Like it's all been for show.
Jamal Mosley was calling out screen sets. I watched him do it 4 times before the ball, two of them before the ball had even been inbounded. Now that's not to say that doesn't happen on the Pelicans side. That doesn't mean that the Pelicans coaching staff doesn't do it. But they didn't do it tonight because there was nothing they could do about the Magic. However, with the Pelicans, bro, the Magic went out there like, what y'all like? We didn't seen this already. We know what this looked like. They called the Pelicans predictable. And that's factual. And yeah, man, like, we talked last game about Brandon Ingram, who I do think can add something more, but their problems go deeper than just that. Chaz, you talked about adjustments. You know what the adjustment was tonight, outside of them being more aggressive? The adjustment was, you know what? We're gonna like Herb Jones, CJ McCollum played 41 minutes. Maybe that was partially due
That's
to
his
Zion.
third 40 minute game as
In a row.
recently as well.
And somebody gonna say, right, well, you got your wish. Jonas finally played more than Larry Nance. Like, so somebody gonna say that. You finally got your wish. Jonas played more than Larry Nance. Like, that was the thing that was the only gripe that motherfuckers had with certain things that they were doing in regards to structure and rotations and so on and so forth. And this ain't even a shot at one particular person. You could, if you want to point at the front office and the lack of their aggression or ability to get certain things done. We talk after the trade deadline, like, man, regardless how things going, man, they didn't move this person. They still don't have a backup center. They still don't have, we know they're not gonna play certain guys. And here we are again. Teams are telling you don't have a backup center. And teams are telling you that we are going to take advantage of your starting center. But we knew that already. We talked about that from start to finish. We talked about Herb Jones, like, yo, Herb is shooting well. But good teams at some point are gonna say, all right, they either gonna close short and chop their feet and dare him to dribble in traffic into a clogged paint. Or they gonna say, all right, shoot bad shots. They gonna run Trey Murphy off the line and say, we just not gonna, dog, we gonna make him shoot on the run. That's what good teams gonna do. So what else do you have to throw? Shout out to Dyson Daniels, who played a really good game. Dyson Daniels was your second fucking leading scorer tonight.
Oh yeah, Dyson hit some big shots, big threes.
Dyson was your second leading scorer tonight. I mean, look, dog. It just the flaws are the flaws. Don't shoot the messenger to the people that saying, I might see him a little bit earlier. I might see it ain't happening now. It's it's going well now, but you know what? You might run into something down the line. I mean, and shout out to the people that battled tonight. Shout out to Najee. That was a switch. All right, we gonna put Najee on on Franz Wagner, who I think did a really good job. But bro, when you can't guard somebody man to man, the answer can't be we just gonna go strictly to zone and leave open corner threes to particular people that are averaging career highs from corner threes. We laugh at people that do that to the Pelicans with Herb Jones. Why would you do it to Suggs? Why would you do it to Suggs? The Magic a good team and they got matchup problems. They should give a lot of different people matchup problems. But tonight, today, Friday, Sunday is about more than just what the Pelicans are throwing out there. It's about more to me than Brandon Ingram missing games. Like it's a combination of shit, and we got to call a spade a spade.
Hey, this right here, AD was on a broadcast saying Orlando was running the same play over and over, right? Like, bro, I said this the last pod. Why is it that the Pelicans don't do that? When something is working, why do you immediately, it worked for a whole game, dog. The next game, you completely go away from it. People ask us all the time questions about why this or why that. And it just keeps going back to fundamentals and foundations. Stylistically, who are you? What do you do? What do you do that makes you great? What do you do that nobody can take away from you? There is not a point in the game where I see CJ, Trey, BI, Zion get an easy look. That's so crazy to me. They can't get an easy basket. Them boys got to work hard for every point that they get. Every fucking point that they get. There's not a time where you run a set and you say, yeah, this gonna get Zion an easy look right here. Zion creating these looks on his fucking own. Brandon is taking difficult shots because he have to. Bro, I said it all the time. Nobody played better defense on Brandon than Willie Green. Willie Green played the best defense I ever seen on Brandon Ingram. I've never seen anything like it before in my life. It is insanity, though. It's like It's like asking Haley Van Lith to just keep guarding Caitlin Clark just one-on-one. Like it's what the fuck do you expect? Like what you think will happen? First of all, that girl is like 5 inches shorter than her, and like you're not gonna send no help to dog. She coached that game like Willie Green. Real shit. There was a point there where I was just sitting there watching that shit, and I was at the game. I was at the Pels game, and I was just saying, "Boy, this looks familiar. I've seen this movie before. Like you ain't gonna change nothing." And then you wait till the last 2 minutes of the game. In Willie Green's case tonight, wait the last 2 minutes of the game to do so. You spring a trap at him. Like there was a quote, bro. I forgot. Forgive me. I don't. It's so many people in the chat. But if you said the shout out to you, they played a 2-1-2, and then somebody just got a layup. They went like the fucking middle of the court just opened up like the sea. Like what's happening?
So I do want to get a quick word in here from DraftKings. Lala, thank you for the reminder. And then I want to talk a little bit about the officiating and Willie Green's comments post game about what the Pelicans should look to do going forward. DraftKings.
The thrill and excitement of March Mania is here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, one of America's top-rated sportsbook apps, is giving new customers a shot to turn $5 into $150 instantly in bonus bets with any college basketball bet. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BOOT. New customers can bet $5 to get $150 instantly in bonus bets. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code BOOT. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/promos for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources.
That was DraftKings, man. If y'all haven't already, look, man. I mean, while March Madness must be slowly coming to an end, they about to be a whole nother group of promos coming out for the NBA playoffs coming up here. So shout out to DraftKings. If y'all haven't already, y'all know what to do. Sign up, use some of that money that y'all putting into the super chats. Still bring it to us, but also holla at DraftKings, code BOOT, win some free money. Do what you need to do. Let's talk about the referees a little bit. I typically I think we all agree to an extent that sometimes the referees talk about referees, is used as a shield to kind of hide or not be forced to talk about certain plays or bad execution, whatever the case may be, to talk about the actual Pelicans or talk about what other players could be doing to, work through it. But tonight was the first night, I think, in a long time, I was like, God damn, it's some bad refereeing going on. Like, this is terrible. Like, I couldn't even, man, even the calls I thought that they was going to get, there's a lot of different things about inconsistency. We've all said different. We've all had our thoughts about inconsistent whistles, and to our response to that has been quite similar. I think Zion got to figure it out. It's not changing. Right. He can't control it. He got to figure it out.
Got to.
Woo! Boy, it was some bad. It was some bad shit all around. That's before even talking about the ejections at the end of the game. Whoever wants to answer it first, what did y'all think overall about the referees tonight? And then we'll go into Willie Green's comment.
I thought it kind of went beyond being bad. It was almost like, this is like bizarre. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you ejected like 3 or 4 fucking players. I think Herb had like 3 fouls in the first quarter. It was a game where, again, the Pelicans don't have like a home court advantage or anything like that. The Pelicans are 21-17 at home this season. So you're not gonna really get much love from the refs. And it was just so like with the Garrett Harris. Once it was bizarre before that, but after that, when that didn't warrant like a flagrant one or nothing like that, that's when I kind of knew like exactly what kind of game we was in for. It's to me though. I feel like officiating is an extension of the coaching to a degree, right? I feel like to a degree, you have a chance to kind of stall how the refs are calling the game to a minor degree, and like at least have your players back. After that particular incident with Gary Harris, Willie Green didn't pick up a tech. Ain't nobody swung no fist. Ain't nobody threw no basketball. Ain't nobody set the tone for anything. And it's just like come on, like even shout out to JV, but JV when Zion was walking up to Gary Harris, JV was like kind of standing there like, all right, let's everybody calm down here. And I'm like, well, at least he in the middle of the fray, so that's cool. But at the same time, I need a motherfucker getting slapped or something. Like maybe I'm just a gutter snipe. Maybe I'm just a gutter snipe heathen, and I haven't matured to a certain level. But I feel like yo, this is the second time they done took out one of your players. Ain't nobody gonna elbow nobody. Like ain't nobody ready for war. And it just is what it is, man. It was a very poorly officiated game, very poorly.
In the words of Kyle Porter again, when he said that his coach did the bullshit, did not adjust, and he eventually lost the team. Again, I have the same story. The coach is a
Please
reflection.
keep this comment up.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I want to. Yeah. I definitely want to talk about that. But the team is a reflection of the coach, and vice versa. If there's no fight in the refs, let me just say this: the refs were bad. They were bad. It was a lot of egregious shit happening. Again, the chop block situation. Let me say this. I was having this conversation with my partner earlier. Sometimes you just can't be so cool about shit. Sometimes you just gotta say, nah, fuck that. Like, nah, dog. Like, come on, that this is enough. Because when you're cool in life, when you're just like a cool guy, you just roll the punches. And you know what happens when you rolling with the punches? You keep getting fucking punched. You're getting punched. Nobody's gonna be like, oh man, he ain't gonna say nothing. He cool. He good. You would not pull none of this shit with Jamal Mosley. I was about to say a big name coach. Jamal Mosley. He would not let you get away with this. He would not let this happen, bro. Like, you can't be so cool. Like, say, dog, listen, Willie's a Christian, right? I respect that. All power and bleed to the man upstairs. Jesus flipped over a fucking table in the temple. Jesus did that.
Yeah.
You too good for that?
Jesus said, do not assume it's peace I come to bring. I've come to bring the sword. Willie ain't got no. Najee's the knife on the team. Willie ain't gonna throw rice at a what? Willie, he like,
yo. That
see, you can't get
that
this.
up.
You can't
Somebody
get
clip that up.
You can't get shit like this in them other places. Take your ass down there, let them fuck your head up. Take your ass down. But nah.
Before we go to Willie, I want to answer this. Have any of you guys ever thought about going into coaching since y'all got all the answers? I don't get paid to have the answers. I get paid to tell you what my thoughts are. It ain't my job to have the answers. It's their job to have the answers. You ain't here because I got the answers. You here to hear what I think or what you think our answers are. We here to give you observations based off what we seeing. Ain't nobody whether it's media, whether they writing articles, whether they doing these shows live or they recording them, none of them got all the answers. We ain't here to do that. We just here to tell you what we think. That's it. That's why you here. You ain't here for me to tell you this is what we should be doing. AD give you listen. AD give you all his thoughts and observations until he a coach one day, which I desperately hope that brother gets into coaching because I do think he will be an incredible coach. He will tell you himself he don't have all the answers. Y'all gotta stop that, bro, because y'all here, y'all know none of us played in the league, and you still here showing up leaving comments. So of course I ain't got the fuck. All right, really.
Hey, wait. Hold on. Before you leave off that, I've actually yes, I've coached before. I've helped. Dog, we talking about young men learn fundamentals of the game. Like I've seen kids that we had the ability to reach out to and teach some basketball ethics, get scholarship to college. Like I've worked with dudes that went from high school to college to playing in the G League now. I ain't gonna say their name because they told me I couldn't talk about them on the podcast. But yeah, dog, it's a lot of coaching experience up here. So you like the takes. I think you understand that was a joke. I know what she was trying to do, but like nah, like people not just saying shit up here.
Yeah, I coach on Chef all the time. I might be coaching someone slow motion. I coach a team on Chef like 7 days a week. In fact, I'm sure someone I coach. But if like I'm in Maryland and the Key Bridge just fell, right? Imagine me saying, yeah, have any of you motherfuckers thought about becoming engineers since you upset the bridge fell? Like, think about how stupid that sounds. But yeah, we got a live scrimmage slow motion. We'll be in touch. We'll go ahead.
Let's hear from Willie Green.
We feel like other teams are getting those calls, and our guys are frustrated about it, rightfully so. And I'm okay with battling, and there's some times where guys get attacked here and there, but at the end of the game, we have to keep our composure. Game's over, pretty much, and we got to take it. We lost. We got to be able to take that sometimes.
First of all, brother, with all due respect, hold on.
I want to thank the Lord. I want to thank Coach Harbaugh. Fucking love you, man. Love the shit out of you, man. This is for you.
Oh man,
we do not have to take it. No, we don't. No, we don't. Thoughts?
That's fucking crazy. That's the problem. I just literally said this shit is too cool. This is a situation where you ever knew somebody who had like a whole bunch of bills due. They don't know how they're gonna pay them, and you be like, man, so what you gonna do? Man, I don't know, but I figured out though. That's not a fucking plan. That's not a plan. Or shout out to brother Caleb right here. And I mean no disrespect when I say this. Man, what you gonna do? Man, I'm gonna pray about it. The Lord will make a way. Dog, no, he is not for you. If you have no action behind that prayer, nothing is happening for you. Dog, you gotta. I'm not even gonna repeat the egregious words that he used to describe that. I'm just gonna say, you gotta keep your composure. The game is over. That's what you telling them boys?
They just threw out 3 of your players. They threw out one dude that don't even want the team to market him for him to finally be a part of an all NBA team. He thought they put out a couple videos, a billboard, and some shirts, and Herb said that was too much. Okay,
humility.
Chaz already said, don't nobody know what Dyson sound like. Okay. And look, Trey, listen, Trey ain't, he's not his father. Let's just say that. Shout out to Kenny.
Shout out to
OG. What's up, Kenny?
Shout out to OG. So for them 3 to get thrown out is crazy. It's crazy under any circumstance. Together as a group, is wild. It's wild. But you know why they got thrown out? And now this goes back. I don't want to upset slow motion here, but this goes back to us to me observing and giving my opinion. I thought I could do that. All right. This goes back to why they all 3 of them got thrown out? Because they coached it. Because they leaded it. They leader wasn't the one that got the technical foul. And this ain't personal with Willie. This ain't me saying Willie a bad person or Willie ain't. This is just the truth to me about leadership. I can't relate to being a head coach, but I know what it's like to be a leader. I know what it's like to be in position of being the person that people come to make decisions. I know what it's like to be a boss. I know what it's like to be a manager. I know what that's like. So no, I can't relate to being a head coach. I can't relate to calling sets and floppy sets and goddamn drag pins and flare down screens. I can't relate to that. No, but I can tell you what it's like when somebody say, "Yo, he's supposed to be the one that's taking these technical fouls," and we pissed off. I could tell you when I hear Zion saying, "Yo, I'm getting sick and tired of this fucking shit." Willie, even in your way, you supposed to be the one to be saying that. You supposed to get thrown out when someone, whether it be off accident or whether it be on purpose, Christian and all, you supposed to be the one to get thrown out at a time of a game like a baseball manager would do. When you down 9 and you down 11 and you got a chance to shift the game and shift the emotions of the building and say, yo, whether that was on purpose or on accident, that's fucked up. That's whatever he would say. Get me out of here. You do that for your people. Like you do that for the people that's following you. And that don't make you a bad person. You ain't got to cuss to do it. You standing up for your folk. That's it.
Shit, I done seen Derek Carr leave games. He like, fuck that. I'm out of here. Let James take this L. I done seen Derek Carr quit in the middle of games. Willie, you can't get tossed from a game. You too prideful. But again, this is when I knew it was over. I told everybody the aliens was here and no one believed. Check this out. I swear to God, dog, everything I love. When I saw that,
bro,
hold on. When I saw that, I knew there was nothing that could be done. I knew there was nothing that could be done, bro. Like I knew there was nothing that could be done, and it was just like, well, damn, man, we really in this situation now. Like this chick really pregnant. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like what we gonna do? Like, you know, and it is fucked up because it's like you can like there was one instance. I don't remember when it happened, right? I don't remember when it happened. But Willie Green says something. Zion had got a real fucked up foul or something. He got fucked up one game. And Willie Green was like, oh, he has to play through that, whatever, right? And they asked Zion about that. They're like, well, your coach said you got to play through it. And Willie Green said, and Zion said, well, if that's what he said, I guess that's just what it is. Like, he said, I guess I just didn't get fouled. Like, you could tell that, there's a bit of like snarkiness happening. And I mean, again, man, this shit we can't say on here. But this ain't like some new revelation. Like these dudes, look, man, you recognize if you're a soldier, you recognize a general. Like you recognize who you willing to go into war with, who you'll follow into war. And Willie Green just, he's a first row coach. I'm not gonna never take that away from him. He definitely has these guys playing some solid defense, but it's levels to this, bro. It's levels to this. And there from the beginning, there's been not even all right, there's already no accountability. There's never been any accountability set forth with this team from its inception, right? So from the Willie Green inception thing with this team. Now you're also not going to bat for them with the officiating. So if you ever try to mature as a coach respectfully and start holding people accountable, it's too late. Like, why would I listen to you now? You didn't let me get slapped the fuck out. I look like me and Canelo just went 12 rounds. I done got beat the fuck out of all season. And this is the crazy part. Respectfully, I can see if this was JRE. I can see if it's JRE. You'd be like, well, you're not going to waste a tech on JRE. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, shout out to JRE. This is a star player. This is one of the faces of the league. What are you doing?
Your star player has been getting beat up all season. Okay.
All season.
All right, everybody will agree that the way that he's officiated isn't keeping it 100. If you don't stand up for anybody from your angle and you see someone going for a basketball, putting them in harm's way, like below the knees, when do you do it? That's the perfect time to say, yo, if I ain't got nobody else, that can't happen to. Like that. What if you Zion and it's for real? Like if you Zion, right? As far as I know, you ain't been fined in the press conferences. Every
Right.
time somebody asks you about referees, you don't say nothing negative. You try to find a way to flip. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Let me add this too. Not only have you not been fined, you said I'm going to try to keep a little money in my pocket.
I'm gonna keep a little
You
change in
said
my.
that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So I mean, you ain't been
Okay.
thrown out of a game. You probably got what on the season 4 or 5 technicals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you ain't took nobody out. You ain't clothesline nobody. You ain't threw a basketball. You ain't did nothing crazy. Every time you think about saying something, he start walking like a penguin the other way, the other
Oh
direction.
my God,
Every time. So you mean to tell me if I'm Zion and that play happened to me and my coach, my leader, fuck the coach part, my leader ain't the first one off the bench saying what the fuck is happening here or what the freak is happening here or y'all can gosh darn lost your mind? How am I supposed to feel in that moment?
What in the
This,
Sam Hill?
I mean, and look,
Shout out to
I'm not saying that Zion has any type of disdain towards Willie Green after that, but I'm just saying that's the type of shit I think about in those positions when it's time. I gotta make that call for the person that's like for the person I'm leading, for the person that's in charge, them people. That's the only reason baseball managers get thrown out of games, dog. That's the only reason to stand up for their folk and to put some energy and life into their dugout and they lineup. They don't be kicking dirt out there just because they really that mad.
As a manager, as a leader, as a guy, as a teammate or whatever, like you don't ask people to do stuff that you wouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna ask them to do it, you gotta set the example. However, in this case, you gotta still set the example. And the example is not to come to the podium and say, yeah, those 3 guys, they got thrown out, they gotta keep their composure. No, dog, when you witness an injustice happening, you can't keep your composure on that. Like, obviously, if it's bad enough for Herb Jones and Dyson Daniels and Trey Murphy to get thrown out of a game, you gotta stand on business on the podium. Hey, look, man, the refs, whatever. I don't want to hear. I gotta keep I'm just trying to keep a little change in my pocket, bro. Like this not the time to even be. This not the time to be for one thinking about yourself. You're supposed to be thinking about team. Like there's a team aspect going. And the crazy thing about the whole thing is, I think I don't remember which one of y'all just had made this point a few minutes ago. People love to remind me that the Pels are a top 10 team in offense and defense. So my when I'm talking to people on the street or we in the gym, wherever, and they stop me and they want to talk basketball and because they push back on Willie takes, I always say, well, what it is in the fourth quarter? What is the offense in the fourth quarter? Talk to me about that. Like what percentage, what ranking is the offense in the fourth quarter? Because I, for the life of me, do not understand how you are a totally different team in the fourth quarter than you were the first 3 quarters. And it's not even really 3 quarters, it's 2.5 quarters.
I mean, bro, it's insane, bro. Like, it's really there's no way to really, like, at this point, it's years of data, and it's like, I don't really look. I mean, sometimes you just ain't like equipped for certain shit. Like it is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like me, I couldn't do what Justin do on this show. This show would have been shut down. Like, you know what I'm saying? They'd have been saying, nah, look, no more practice access for you, buddy. Right? This should have been shut down. So it was like, I was like, imagine me like, well, fuck, do you know when he's coming back? Do you know when he's gonna be playing next? Like, imagine me asking a motherfucker, like, well, coach, what do you know?
Do you know?
like, what the fuck? What can you tell me? But dog, that's the thing. And again, man, like it's just a reflection of leadership. It's just a reflection of leadership. And all off season, I don't remember. Do y'all remember anything hearing anything positive this off season? Like I didn't even, this is going into this year, and this is a big shout out to Brandon and Zion. This is everybody, Dyson for his game tonight. Everybody, what these players have been able to accomplish, giving the shortcomings of the coaching staff, is exemplary, right? What they've been able to accomplish, you know, and even Willie Green, you know, for some of the things he has done on the defensive end. But there's levels, and you have to acknowledge that there's fucking levels. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta know, like, yo, Krillin, be cool. This is a sale right here. Krillin, sit this one out. Sit this one out, Krillin. Like, you gotta accept that. And you know, that's just where they are as an organization. And Toledo's point, bro, you on a 3-game losing streak with your season in the balance. You at this point, I'm throwing everything against the wall. Like, yeah, they cheated. It's bullshit. Like, you know, I'm trying to get a reaction from my team because the schedule ain't getting no easier. Like, you barely beat the Spurs the last time you played them. You know what I'm saying? And Wemby a dog. If Zion don't hit that game winner, if they don't miss a bunch of fucking wide open shots and free throws, you probably got a loss to the Spurs on your motherfucking record right now. It's just, bro, like you can do well and still underachieve. Like we can say, like, what was it last game? Zion had 30 points last game. He still underachieved in that game.
Yep.
He did well, but he still underachieved. CJ had what 36 tonight. 36 tonight, had a cool game, but he underachieved. You can do well and still underachieve because we're talking about maximizing a team's potential. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's I think I just think they need a no pun intended, they need to come to Jesus moment, you know, with this organization because it's 0-21, big dog. 0-21.
That's
Thanks,
that,
John.
that CJ trade request is off season gonna be crazy. But go ahead, Chris.
No, it's a little late in the show, man. I mean, but shout out to all 300 plus people that's in here. I think we started like 267. It's an hour in. And y'all are here rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? Just rocking with us, non ever coasting the NBA observers. You know what I'm saying? I do want to, if you haven't already, like SJ said, go ahead and smash the like button. We're going to hear from y'all favorite commercial, and then we're going to get into these questions.
Oh, man.
Company Burger is the official burger of Pro Pels Talk and Boot Crew Media. Located at 4600 Ferret Street, Company Burger has been locally owned and operated for 11 years. Grind the meat, bake the buns, make the mayo, get the homemade tots. Company Burger uses Creekstone Farms prime beef to create the best burger in the city with milkshakes to go and a full bar. Company Burger is open every day besides Tuesday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Can't make it out? No worries, we have you covered. You can order online right now at thecompanyburger.com or check them out on the Toast or Uber Eats app. Company Burger, the official burger of Boot Crew Media.
No, hold on a second. I never paid attention to this commercial before. I swear to God, every time I just be laughing at the chat. Son, that man said, grind the meat, bake the buns, make the mayo, slid Justin a tray.
Let's get into these questions, man. Shout out to all the super chats here. We gonna start with y'all. Shout out to X, man, always supporting. Definition of insanity. Feels like I'm in a time loop watching this team do the same shit over and over. Lito, I'm gonna lead this question to you, and then we're gonna move forward to the next one.
I mean, you're right, X. Like it was 73 games now. I think this is game 73. 73 games of, I don't know. I guess we'll figure it out, but I'm not sure. Maybe this is working. I don't know. But if it is working, you're not gonna see it again the next game. So I don't know. Let me ask y'all a question. I missed the beginning of the third. Did I missed the first, I won't say 6 minutes of the third. Did Larry start the third?
No.
Okay.
No, he didn't. He did not. He did not.
So at some point, I guess he realized that was not working, or
I mean, Larry also did go to the he did
Locker
go
room, right?
to the locker room and then came back. I mean, we saw JRE, and then we saw some Zion minutes at the 5, and then we saw, I think there was another lineup that they tried as well. Just at some point they just realized that just wasn't gonna work. And I think last game they did kind of as well. They went away from it earlier in that Suns game. But yeah. Appreciate it, Stillman 50. Keep 100, fellas. We may wind up being the 9th seed. Chaz.
I think if the Lakers continue to go on the run they've gone on, I think it's possible. It's quite possible. And I'm gonna keep it a cool dollar with y'all. Two points. One, we right about a lot of shit, like 90% of shit we say is because when we say, yo, you should make these adjustments, they make those adjustments and things work out like magically, right? And it's when you don't make some certain adjustments, shit happens to not work out. So that's interesting. But also, it's like, man, like that schedule, it was always just a rough schedule. And the signs just were there all season, bro. This team wasn't playing its best basketball going into All-Star break. You didn't bring in any reinforcements going on to All-Star break. And you had two, what would I call it? I'm not this insulting her, but you had two kind of like mirages to a degree, right? You had windows of time when Herb was shooting incredibly well on like 4 or 5 attempts a game. And then you had like a couple of situations where this player had a huge game, that player had a huge game. Nothing that was sustainable. Nothing that's like, yo, this how this motherfucker play. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, when you catch a team that don't play all that shit, that don't go for that gimmicky shit, they gonna challenge you. And that's what we've been seeing. And truthfully, even though they 0-3 the last 3 games, I honestly think aside from the Devin Booker shit, I don't think it's been awful from a player perspective. I just think the coaching disadvantage is shining brighter than ever. And I didn't even expect that because Willie typically does better with less players available. So that's a thing to me.
Well, before I go to this, now we're talking basketball. Lindsay,
thank you, Lindsay.
Appreciate that.
You.
This will lead me. I'm gonna throw the ball back to Chaz after this one here. We were in a 2-1-2, and someone drove down the middle of the lane and got a layup. I believe that was either Franz or it was Paolo down the lane, and AD
he went off
his shit. So Chaz, Space African Jesus, and I think you tweeted about it as well. Antonio Daniels at the end of the game sounded like he wanted to hop over the commentator booth to get into a fight. His restraint is legendary.
Whoo, boy! I'll be working on Bounce TV right now because Antonio Daniels, he's a smooth brother, because he knows how to get his point across without crossing that line. Antonio Daniels and Joe Myers, they were very vocal about the zone scheme and switching everything all night. They were extremely vocal about these things. Like they were switching. And was that Mo Wagner? One of the dudes, huh?
They said the chest and Franz.
Franz and Mo.
Franz.
The
blonde one. It was the blonde one. They kept switching smalls onto him, and he just abusing these dudes. And I'm like, and AD's like, why are you switching? What are you doing? Like, why you keep doing that? It's and the thing with zones, even though it's like kind of a remedial thing, you got to recognize you don't necessarily have the coaching or player IQ or personnel to execute that effectively. So that's not even something you do well. Like, so Shout out to Space Africa Jesus.
Man,
Hey,
wait, hold on, Lito. If you don't believe the Pelicans have an issue at the center position and have had one for a while, Mo Wagner had 18 points tonight. Mo Wagner had 18 points tonight, which would have been the second leading scorer for the Pelicans and was the third leading scorer for the Magic. This is Mo Wagner. Franz balled too. But dog, you didn't have an answer for Mo Wagner? Tough, man. Tough. But shout out to AD as always, man.
I would just, before you move to your point, I was just gonna say the reason that I honestly don't say a lot of things that I know, or the reason that I don't I guess like be more disrespectful is honestly because of AD. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's really just out of respect for AD. Because in talking to AD, AD will keep it real with you. You know what I'm saying? Like Chad said, he'd get his point across on a broadcast. But like, if you have a conversation with AD keep it real with you. That's all I say about that.
D Max, I'm gonna answer this one. Y'all need to start naming names. Say what you know. Look, here's my philosophy. I don't own this. So I'm not, if I'm gonna burn down a house, I'm gonna burn down the house I built. I'm not walking into your house and burn. I'll flip a table, I'll spill some liquor, but I'm not gonna burn down your crib that ain't mine.
Jesus?
Like you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But I'm not, you know what I'm saying? So, I think those that know can, what had to be said was said, but I ain't put no names on it. We know in private who they are, and it is what it is, or what the situation was.
504 say members only.
Hey, make a Patreon.
Hey,
we got one. Join the members, bro.
Yeah,
maybe. I like this one.
My bad, Chris. Go ahead. Oh shit, same thing, really. Huh?
There you go. Who y'all want? Who y'all wants to go?
I say Kenny Atkinson. I say Kenny Atkinson, or a new young coach who. But see, here's where, and this is probably more of an off-season show. Here's where the problem comes in, because everyone doesn't respond to the same thing. So if you had a bunch of guys that just like, yo, whoever the fucking coach, we gonna respond to that. This is, that's our leader, then it would be cool. But since everyone doesn't respond to the same thing, like certain people you can't raise your voice at, certain people you can raise your voice at, that's going to still cause friction within the situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think, like somebody say Rondo. Let's say Rondo, for example. This is totally hypothetical. Rondo couldn't coach this team because you would have a couple people that how Rondo is, they wouldn't respond well to Rondo. And that's why you got Willie Green. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, bro. It is what it is.
Well, nah, before I move forward, Lito, you got anybody off top of your head?
Man, I like Kenny. I like Bud.
But yeah.
I can't really think of nobody else that like.
I'm gonna tell you, I ain't
Charles Lee got passed over a couple times now.
Yeah, I ain't got a name, but I have some characteristics I like, and this one of these is odd. I need somebody that, if they all close to the Lord, ain't that far removed from the devil. Like, got a little bit of balance. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Or man, dog, like just, like you said, Chad, I think you saw with Stan Van Gundy that, well, actually, and before that with Alvin Gentry, like Alvin Gentry was regarded as a player's coach, and Stan was a little bit more militant. So I guess the thought, after you missed out on either one, or a couple of the coaches that you actually wanted, which from what I remember were Jock Vine and Ty Lue. Willie Green was supposed to be the balance in between two of sorts. He was supposed to be able to bring that kind of element. So, at the end of the day, man, I just think whenever the next coach is gonna be there, or if there was a magical invention that was created for Willie Green to have some of these characteristics, I think the team needs a master tactician, or or they need someone that is balanced in approach from, like you said, Chaz, can be able to kind of walk in different rooms and talk to different individuals, knowing that this person needs to be cussed out or yelled at. This person needs to be pulled to the side and be like, yo, bro, like, you know what I mean? What's going on? Like, that's what, that's what to me they need. So either someone with a balanced approach, or someone who's going to take the playbook out of people's hands, to where your players ain't the ones that's in there having to kind of make up shit as they go. Someone who can put, a conductor.
Right. Conductor. That's really the perfect way to put it. Kai said Don Staley. Hey, see, here's the thing too, bro. Shout out to Kai. That's an interesting one. I just think with the Pelicans, you've lost so much time already, as far as like, even with Zion. Like, sometimes I have to, like, for his offensive skill sets, I have to go back and say, and this motherfucker still got a lot of catching up to do because he barely played. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to make up for lost time and kind of figure your game out. That's why I still use that Joel Embiid comp. But for this collection of players, for the David Griffin tenure, it's like, bro, you've had 5 years. Like, you got 5 years, and then imagine when you bring a new coach, he gotta undo all the old bad habits, right? Install new habits. And here's the crazy part: you still don't have avenues to improve your roster. So a new coach is probably we're gonna have the same excuses for him. Like, oh, well, he had one hand tied behind his back. He didn't have a this, he didn't have a that, he didn't have this player. It's gonna be the same shit. And it's like, that's why you almost just have to rip the band-aid off totally, and and it's not really starting anew because you ain't been nowhere. You ain't won no series or nothing. So you ain't really starting from scratch or no shit. And some people pointed out in closing, it's like everybody don't want to work for Griff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody don't want to work for Griff. And that's another thing. And you got to take that heavily into consideration, because there's no way he has a glowing reputation. There's no way.
I'd like to add Sam Cassell to that mix.
That's
also
a really good one.
And if you saying Dawn, I mean, you got to look at Becky Hammond then.
Shit, Brian Shaw. Where Brian Shaw at? Clippers.
Is Brian coaching right now?
I think Brian Shaw with the Clippers.
Maybe. Lito, don't forget, guys, we are missing 20 plus points. Definitely could have used that tonight. Lito, let me ask you something.
Shout out to Joe.
I believe that, I mean, I've said it a few times, that I think that this team could use the option and the threat of BI, and just just his overall ability right now. They're missing that option, specifically, whether it's just when Zion's off the floor, or even together with their ill fits. But now, don't you think you're approaching a situation to where we talked about the past, last season and the year before last with Zion, to where, remember how we kept saying, all right, well, it's almost like now Zion got to rush back. He going to be looked at as a savior. You know what I'm saying? Now the Pelicans then lost 3 straight. The morale of the team is way different than it was before Brandon got hurt. And now you're talking about a situation where he might just be saving this team for playing seeding, or he's being put together as some fixture of something that we have discussed completely that goes way beyond him, that he may not be able to I think it's unfair to him. He can't fix all this by himself, though. He can't fix all of their problems because even with him, they had problems. He gonna fix more?
No.
And that's like, shout out to Lex. What up, Lex? It's like, bro, the numbers. For me, I like to be an objective and a consistent person. If the numbers say one thing, that's what the fuck they say. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what they say. You 0-5 against these same teams with BI. And that's again, and it's not his fault. To me, I think it's a coaching thing and some, personnel issues. JV not best utilized. He's probably not the best fit. Larry, he's getting older. CJ's a little older. Zion isn't as versatile as he probably should be. Well, not as he probably should. Isn't as versatile as he should be. It's just the reality of the situation. I think Brandon, he gives you another shot maker, and I don't want to. He gives you a shot maker and facilitator. I was about to say something crazy. Give you another shot maker and facilitator out there, but keep in mind, fellas, not y'all, fellas, I'm talking about people in the chat and ladies and people, all over TV land. It's like when bro went down, he was in a rut. Like he wasn't playing his best basketball. This would have also been the most games that he played in a while too. So maybe some, fatigue played into that. But after those two incredible Pacers games, which I did a show about them two incredible Pacers games, he kind of he fell off pretty bad. It's like it ain't just him. Team don't generate easy looks necessarily. Don't shoot enough threes like again tonight. Just it's so many things working against the talent, including the coaching. And that's the fucked up part. It's 6-on-5 every time. If you don't got a good whistle that night, it's 9-on-5. Shout out to the person who saw that video. Appreciate your view. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Oh boy. But
real.
Hey man,
I just that's the thing now, man. I think even if you are super optimistic in Brandon Ingram's return and you think whatever your thought is, you think that the team desperately misses him right now, or you think that he's gonna come back with more of an extended rest, or whatever the hell you think is the right time of the year, they in must win games. You think welcoming him back to 3-game losing streak is that's the optimal situation? You think welcoming him back in a situation where you could be on the way to losing 4 out of 5, or maybe 4 straight or 5 straight, whatever it is that the way it's supposed to work? Tony, I'm sorry, bro. You got a long way to go in the video, bro. I'm glad. Listen, I'm glad that you made it to 20 minutes in the video, man. For the show. Shout out to you. So that's my thing.
I'm sorry, my bad. I was just gonna say, regardless of if Brandon playing or not playing, like 29 3-point attempts in the NBA game in 2024 is crazy. And that's one of the things when I talk about like basketball philosophy with this team, identity foundation. Who are you? The coach says he wants to shoot around 40. I don't know the last time I've seen them be up around that number. And
I think the last time was 30, not 40, but 32 in that Boston loss, I think.
So, but again, Chaz, you don't play the people on the team who can shoot. So how do you expect to get those shots up?
And it's like, I'm gonna say this real quick. What's crazy, Lito? It's crazy that you just said that too. You were down. Your defensive lineup wasn't stopping them anyway. So you needed to counter that with more offense. And you didn't even attempt to do it. That just shows you like such a lack of adjustment skill and wherewithal. Is like I forgot what my dog. It's like, damn, what's the word? It's not dexterity. It's just like you can't adjust on the fly. Like, oh, wait a minute now. It's hot out here. Let me take this jacket off. It's like, no, you're gonna have a fucking heat stroke and you're gonna keep the jacket on no matter how hot it is, because you don't know how to adjust. And that's like the crazy thing. To me, earlier, this game was essentially a mirror of the last game. Where it's like, I mean, you kept it a little closer this game, but it was like it was almost never in doubt. Like it just never in doubt because these teams are just so much smarter than you. Like they're just so much smarter, bro.
Man, and that
Yeah.
and that's the thing. Like you have no space. You have clogged paints, and you mean to tell me that you're not even thinking about, well, you know what, we'll just fucking space the floor, because even if you go out with all defensive lineups, you're not stopping the the game plan that Orlando had going forward. It's just not. They're gonna get to the free throw line. They're gonna take advantage of you. You don't have certain matchups to even guard these individuals as is. You're not guarding them, man. You couldn't guard them zone. So at what point do you just be like, yo, fuck it, we just gonna space the floor because we're having trouble scoring anyway, and hope to pray to God that opens up something for Zion, or if not, you catch Matt Ryan or Jordan Hawkins on a heater. To me, that's just like, at some point, that's just basketball, dog. You're not scoring anyway. You're not gonna stop them. They're gonna close down the game. What up, Five? They're gonna slow down the game, but but again, talk about this already. We have had this same conversation. We've asked this same question 49 recaps already. We, so I don't even want to go. Happy birthday, Five. I don't even want to. It's just we go end the season on that book asking these same questions. But again, we not allowed to. We ain't coached before, so our observations are unwelcome by some. I forgot the motherfucking name that commented that.
Slow motion.
Yeah. What up, Five?
You guys are gonna talk about Willie Green? I'm sorry, Five. Go ahead, bro.
No, it's all good. No. What's up with y'all, dog? Y'all stupid in the comments, bro. It's not my damn birthday, bro. Y'all stupid. Bro. Man, what y'all talking about right now, man? What y'all got going on?
Who, buddy?
It's been one for the books.
Yeah, we might be fired. We might be fired by tomorrow.
No, Willie Green has a heart of gold. I'm glad I kept my coaching job on Chef. So just in case I get the boot. That was good.
The boot.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Y'all crazy. Nah, bro. I don't know, bro. I just thought this was just a bad matchup for the Pelicans, right? Like, Orlando's a really well-coached team. Like, how they want to play. I watched them play the Golden State Warriors, I think like a week ago or some shit like that. And they really, Orlando, right? And then the way, Steph just went off, right? Like, but if you watch the game, like, they just went after matchups. With this team, like the Pelicans, they don't have anybody that can go and create outside of Zion. Now, CJ, which I kind of respect, is like the ability to kind of, fuck it ain't working, I'm gonna try to make it work, right? At least somebody had that dog in them to be like so somebody had to create, because there was no way for Zion to score against 6'10", 6'11", 7 foot, and then 7+ wingspan. Like, it's gonna be difficult for somebody that's left-handed, that only wants to use their left hand, and he's trying to get to the rim. Like, the way they were rotating, the Orlando Magic, the way they were rotating out of like double teams was fucking masterful. Like, they understood the game. Like, they wasn't letting Trey get off pause. Like, they wasn't. Nah. Like, if Dicey gonna make threes, shout out to Dicey for having a really great game, by the way. If Dicey's gonna make threes and we lose, we'll just deal with it. Oh, who else said that shit? Fucking Joe Mazzulla. Who else said that shit? Probably the fucking Cavs. Who else said, like, the really good defensive teams in the NBA say the exact same thing. We gonna go after the stars. If the other motherfuckers beat us, so fucking be it. We gonna live with that. But 9 times out of 10, that shit not gonna happen.
Well fucking said. That's the truth, man. I mean, look, if Suggs go 6 for 10 from 3, bro, he go 8 from 12. That's a lot better than Paolo and Franz Wagner controlling the whole game, bro, with dribble drives and getting to the free throw line and taking advantage of backpedaling defenders. And I mean, you gotta choose to say we are gonna die by this. And what's funny in the first game, the first quarter in Orlando, ironically, if I remember correctly, that's what they did. The Pelicans decided to cut off the paint, and I think the Magic had like 21 points at one point. It was like all threes or like 18, and Suggs had like 3 or 4. But like watching, like as a viewer, it's like, all right, like as long as that motherfucker don't get cooking, as long as you cut them off, like we gonna make their life uncomfortable because like they're how everyone else eats. Eventually, Suggs gonna start missing. Eventually, like Gary Harris, kill me, dog. Like, yo, it is what it is. Like, but I gotta make sure these motherfuckers in every single game. You watching these other teams, these other defenses, these other smart teams say, all right, look, the other's gonna have to win. CJ can have 36, and CJ's not an other, but CJ gonna have to work hard for 36. But Zion in this game with 15, and the other's gonna have to win.
Yep,
that's what the good ones do.
And it's crazy because even when you go back to that Phoenix game, it's like damn, you won like the other 3 quarters more or less. You just like. They came out with a plan. They knew what you didn't do. They knew that, they ain't gonna be able to, and this is the craziest part, because I don't even know if we mentioned this. Willie Green, you coached Devin Booker.
And Devin said that. Devin said it he was his player development coach.
And you know what's even wilder about that? When Chris Finch first left and went to Minnesota, the Wolves used to give Brandon specifically. Now, mind you, he didn't really have Zion, but they used to get Brandon the blues for a long time. And Brandon was like, because it's Chris Finch, he knows me, he knows my game, et cetera, et cetera. Brandon like kind of made it out of that. So now he's really good against the Wolves specifically. But I'm like, well, Willie, if you was his player development coach, you don't just know the limbs of the tree, you know the roots, you know everything. And you still couldn't get this motherfucker a different look at all. What you're telling me is he has no weaknesses. If you're a coach, you saying no mas, he don't got no weaknesses, just try to survive. But you're doing that with everybody.
He don't have no weaknesses, but that's not the point. The point, you know what I'm saying, is that you gotta just make the game more difficult for him. Like, you gotta get the ball out of his hands. You gotta throw traps and screens that he can't recognize at him.
Man, and back-to-back games, Lito. Back-to-back games, I watched the Pelicans finally throw traps at the star player. I like what for Devin Booker, it was for sure in the second half, from what I remember.
Yeah,
to where he saw his first trap, and for Paolo, I think the first trap that he saw, like around half court, whatever it was in the fourth quarter when the Pelicans were playing catch up. You know what I'm saying? That was the first trap that he had seen. And it's like, and it felt like, well, Zion gave Herb credit for one of the traps that in a previous game. And from what I was watching, it looked like it was something similar in this one where Herb was like, fuck this. Not again.
Now, see, you take that thought process, Chris, and I agree with you. Take that thought process. This is why Herb should be the defensive player of the year. He got so much to go against him. It ain't like he Wemby and he got Pop and they funneling things to Wemby so he can get blocks, or he's in Minnesota where they got Rudy Gobert and they get to just funnel shit to him. And no, he don't even really have like a defensive minded staff per se.
That's crazy.
Like, they're not doubling Devin Booker. Like, I had a conversation with somebody, and it's fucked up that I can't even say it, but I had a conversation with somebody today specifically about Herb, and I'm like, and this guy watched multiple defensive players, like was in the area of these players, like he knows them personally and watched them, right? And he's telling me like, nah, Herb is in that conversation. Like when I got here, I saw it. I'm like, that's what I've been saying. Like, fuck, like he just really pretty much confirming what I'm talking. Like, this dude is extraterrestrial when you're talking about defensive players. And they're not like even helping him to a point when you think about it. Like, he should, like, yeah, Herb could lock down Shea for a quarter or two, What the fuck you like? That shit not gonna last. Like that's another great player too. You can't just leave them one-on-one. You can't just leave them one-on-one all game. That's fucked up. Like you got to be able to. All right, send a double, then run. Like that's my issue with this team. They don't rotate well. It's always late. No one knows where they're going. Like that in this game. What 76?
Mm-hmm.
And we're still talking about you expect this to happen. You expect this to happen in November, right? You're supposed to like, all right, you're fucking up your rotations. But this is our problem here, Phillips.
That's a question I want to ask y'all, man. I'm probably gonna do a show on it, but do y'all think teams have just adjusted, or has Willie Green regressed? Like, has he regressed to a point where it's like, well, damn, I thought it was only, on the incline, but we kind of like, even if we're not even moving laterally, we're kind of moving at a downward angle. Do you think at this point Willie Green has kind of regressed somewhat?
I think that options are limited personnel wise, like the amount of cards that they could throw at you, like they can run out quickly, and it's specifically when they're undermanned, when they're missing Brandon, right. And even to an extent when missing Jose. So I think you have that element against good teams, and I don't even know if Willie if Willie or the staff has regressed, because I don't think that they've taken any consistent leaps. I don't know if I say that they've regressed, but I don't think they've taken any consistent leaps that we can tag in, from game to game, and just in regards to adjusting to how they're attempting to deal with these things that are not going to change. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe my eyes are failing me, and I just feel like they're running the same shit over and over again. And it's not. Y'all tell me. Am I tripping? Like, I don't think so.
I don't have the answer to that. I don't, because I feel like I didn't hold them in the highest of regards. It kind of felt like a coaching internship at some point for me.
Thank you, Austin.
You know what I'm saying? But I just gotta. I don't mean to hijack this question, Chaz, but I gotta say one thing. Good. I was just thinking back again on, we talked about
where the fuck this voice come from.
My bad. I was trying to be professional. People watching the podcast. People watching the show. I was trying to get my Brian Gumble on. My fault. So look, Chaz, thinking about that, I was thinking about this. While you were talking, Willie was basically saying that we got to maintain our composure, and I started thinking again about the three of them getting thrown out, and they was calm. Like they didn't lose their composure. What are you talking about?
I guess they all three of them whispered something to the ref, so whatever words that they whispered, like, was just,
it must have been wild.
Right. Whisper. That's crazy. Three of the most mild-mannered people you could probably meet on a basketball team get ejected within 5 seconds of each other. I guess that's some wild shit. But to Chaz's question, if you aren't getting better, I guess you are regressing, right? Like if there isn't like significant change, there has to be some kind of defect. Also, all right, you could say, all right, the Pels are on pace to win 50 wins. All right, that's fine. But we've kind of been pointing out these same issues. Like let's say post All-Star break, right? They were like trending upward, right? I think that was a time where like other coaches and the Pelicans start, getting national media attention, right? Other coaches started to pull up their britches a little bit, right?
Right.
Like, all right, well, if you're that good, make us prove it, right? Prove it to us. All right. Nobody's getting in the lane. You see boxes and elbows on Zion at all times. Other teams think the Pelicans can't shoot. They show you time and time again, we don't believe it. So what happens? Matter of fact, we know y'all can't shoot and y'all don't even want to shoot. That's why you see games where you only shoot 23s. Like the Orlando Magic were giving you threes. Matter of fact, the last couple of games, these teams are giving you threes and you're reluctant to shoot them. 6 for 20 the last time you played Orlando in Orlando. 6 for 20? You don't even get up 33s. That's not going to win you games.
Lito pointed that out also. Why you think we didn't see Matt Ryan and like you trailing and your defense not working? Why don't we see Hawkins and Matt Ryan, in your opinion, 5 in that situation?
I think that's a guy that just that in his mind, like that's his plan, right? You're not gonna see Matt Ryan, you're not gonna see Jordan Hawkins unless somebody gets injured. Like that's just the way it's gonna be. You're gonna live and die by the way they've been playing. Somebody's gonna be like, all right, well, they have more wins this year than they did last year. And I think that's a horrible way to look at things.
Mm-hmm. I just like it's not even like you have the person, like you even have the personnel to even think that way, dog. Like Orlando gives you really good, like, yes, they're sound when it comes to team defense, but they also have some really good individual defense at different parts of the floor. Jonathan Isaac is incredible.
Dude, crazy.
Suggs, for all the Dylan Brooks shit that people want to talk about with Jalen Suggs, that motherfucker's a really good perimeter defender. He's a really good off-ball defender. Like I won't call him special, but he's really good. Paolo is a really good defender, and it don't get talked about enough, but he is. And then you throw while Franz ain't the quickest, Franz can move his feet enough. And when you got all them people circling around you defensively, all you got to do is what we've been talking about for years with PI. Just, use your wingspan. Just, get in the way, stumble. Like, I mean, just something, be in the right place. Like we see CJ do a lot of the time. Just being at knowing where to be in the right place. So they have different parts. So a lot of them, if they say this is our identity, we're going to go with it, well, it's different because the talent is even different on that side. You don't even have that level for all of the guys that you have that have some capabilities. They're not special athletically,
right? In
the way that these guys with Orlando are. Not only are they here, but they're special athletically. They're quick. They're long. It's not the same. So it's not what you got to put and just say, 5 out, bring in the shooters. We ain't gonna play these guys tonight.
No, it's crazy. Shout out to AD again. On the broadcast, there were like 2 drives in a row where Zion got matched up on Isaac one-on-one. And he fucked over Isaac both of them times. But AD was like, that's the most space he's had for games now. Like, you never see this? And the Magic was like, yeah, enough of that. we let's adjust. And they put the 86 that shit immediately, bro. It's crazy how like I don't know.
No, I watched this game and I thought the Orlando Magic, like their game plan was pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
They went screen and roll and they put a lot of pressure on Trey Murphy. You're guarding Franz in the corner. You're the low man. You're gonna have to make a fucking decision. Either you're gonna step up and get in the way, but the person you're gonna guard is like 6'11" and athletic, and they've been doing a good job of swinging it to Franz and like, dog, that shit makes me like basketball, to be honest with you. Seeing shit like that, like, all right, they get it. That their strong point is like these long wings that they have a stockpile of, and they're not the greatest shooters, but they can knock shit down. But what I really like about this team, they're gonna do the same thing every time until you stop it. They're not gonna stop themselves, and that's what the game was. Like, they're not gonna turn the ball over and just allow you to get back in the game. Nope, you're gonna have to literally beat us in the half court. And the way that they were swarming defensively and rotating, shit just wasn't gonna work no matter who you had out there, to be honest.
Yep.
Must be nice, man. Sounds like a team with an identity. Must be nice.
By the way, Pel 7 seed now. Suns, they just won. Had Cleveland on second night back-to-back, but Spider didn't play the last game. And I forgot, I don't even know who the Kings play next. But yeah, man, shit getting real. You better beat them Spurs, though. You better beat them Spurs.
Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry.
You saw that?
Yes, yeah, crazy.
Is that a trick? No. Look at your text. Look at your text.
Oh, no, I saw it. No.
That's crazy.
Laughing stock of the league, bro. Laughing stock Like,
Bro, that's crazy, bro.
It's always in the press for the wrong reasons.
Look, man. We'll see y'all Friday for Wemby. Shout out to who that is, y'all. They got the floor seats for the
That's
for
a
the Wemby
504
game.
boy.
504 boy. Look, man, you enjoy the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? And whether or not they, hopefully they win, man. Because if they lose, if they lose, you know what? Because the morale has been kind of it's been a little bit of inconsistent. We're gonna end this show with y'all favorite commercial one more time. And
y'all played it already?
Yeah.
Y'all play it again. That's wild.
And one more time, and we'll see y'all on Friday.
Company Burger is the official burger of Propels Talk and Boot Crew Media. Located at 4600 Ferret Street, Company Burger has been locally owned and operated for 11 years. Grind the meat, bake the buns, make the mayo, get the homemade tots. Company Burger uses Creekstone Farms prime beef to create the best burger in the city with milkshakes to go and a full bar. Company Burger is open every day besides Tuesday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Can't make it out? No worries, we have you covered. You can order online right now at thecompanyburger.com or check them out on the Toast or Uber Eats app. Company Burger, the official burger of Boot Crew Media.
Hey, why Justin bit that burger and shook his hands like that? What that was, man? What that was?
Oh, man. That was a wild commercial, boy.
You got something to close, Lito? I ain't gonna name your segment, but you know what it is. It's your time, brother.
It's my time, man. Yeah. Well, we had some shirts, man, for sale, but some people got any feelings, and we had to unsell them. But if you need a shirt, man, holla at me. I got you. That's all I got.
All right, y'all. I don't know how to get him off the solo layout because I think I fucked it up. So we just gonna leave him up here. Y'all be good, man. There we go. Appreciate Potters helping out. Yo, we'll holler at y'all till next time for 5, for Chaz, for Lito, for myself, for Propels Talk. Next time.